Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here because yesterday I got this load of topsoil, 4 yards. That's for different projects around the property. But for today, I've got an area next to the deck and it's been backfilled with just fill dirt, not topsoil. So nothing seems to grow there. But instead of just spreading this topsoil, I want to take the front end loader and see if I can skim just a couple inches of that fill dirt out of there and then backfill it with topsoil. So stick around. Well, that worked out really well. I went down a couple inches and I can't do everything with the tractor. There's these corners that I have to rake out, but that's okay. You might notice this old electrical line here. I'm gonna pull that out because it's dead. I guess it's not connected on the other end, but for now, it's not hurting anything. So we'll just rake out these corners. That way I can get the topsoil right up to where I want it to be. And we'll be ready to drop it in. Now, if you're new to owning and operating a tractor, or even if you're not new, there's a couple things to keep in mind. When using your front end loader, what I do is keep the tractor in low gear. I also use four-wheel drive because it gives you the extra traction and the extra power that you need. I keep the RPMs at about 2,000 RPMs when I'm digging into the pile. Just generally 2,000 is a nice RPM for most type of work that you're not doing anything with the PTO. If you're using the PTO, you need to be up even higher to get to that PTO RPM. But for working around the property, 2,000 is a good RPM. The other thing is, you might be tempted to maneuver your bucket around like this, where the dirt stays level, you don't want to spill it, but that's not safe because that raises your center of gravity. If your front wheel hits a hole or a dip, this tractor can tip over before you even know it. So you want to keep your load as low as you possibly can. My rule of thumb is to keep the top of the bucket below the top of the hood, and that keeps the center of gravity low. The other thing is always make sure your ROPS are up and make sure you wear your seatbelt, because in the event you do have a rollover, you want to stay in this enclosed safe area. Of course, my goal here is to do as very little with the shovel and the rake as possible. So I'm just going to spread it thin. It's almost like painting a wall. You know, several light coats are better than one heavy coat. So if we can just drop a little bit, we can always go back and drop a little more. And I'm tapping the controls to kind of shake it out. Topsoil's tough because it is still a little clumpy. You know, stones, once they start to roll out, they kind of have a way to just keep going at a specific feed rate. But this at least spreads it out for us somewhat. Now I could either go get a second bucket of topsoil or just start spreading what I have here. So I'm going to just spread what I have, and then I'll get another load. Trying to keep the topsoil about 2 inches thick. Of course, Hachi just sees fresh dirt and she's just waiting for her opportunity to lie down in it. Well, there's just one of my projects for today, something I probably would not have done without the tractor, or I would have put it off a lot longer. The tractor just made that so much easier. So, glad to check that one off the list. Thanks for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, I invite you to join us. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.